In the Synoptic Gospels, in 3 separate places, Jesus is accused of being the prince of demons. The problem is he's accused of being the prince of demons named Beelzebul or Beelzebub. And that name didn't exist in any demonological function in any literature that came before the moment that the Synoptic Gospel authors decided to put that in there. And the reason we know that they decided to put that in there is because the Jewish elders that came down the hill in Mark chapter 3, verse 22, and accused Jesus of being Beelzebub, the prince of demons, would never have done such a thing, because no such entity existed anywhere in literature, not just religious literature, but any sectarian documents of the time period or before. So knowing that this character was made up out of necessity, why? Why did they have to make up a demon's name that didn't exist? Well, because Paul had already established what the Dead Sea Scrolls had already established 200 years before he clarified it. The Prince of Demons has always been Belial, spelled briefly in the Greek text Beliar. This Prince of Demons was very well known, very popular, and no one made the mistake that it was something else until the Roman gospel or Greek gospel authors decided to throw this Beelzebub manifestation in there. And so once we know that this was never a demon, we have to ask ourselves, why? Why would they need to hide Belial's position as the Prince of Demons? What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that anybody that was reading the Bible would know that in chronological order, Paul had already established that it's Belial. And so if the Jewish elders came down the hill in Mark 3:22 and accused Jesus of being the Prince of Demons, Belial, well, then that would be 4 comparisons just between the Synoptic Gospels, that story, and then Paul's polar comparison between Christ and Belial in 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 15. And that's 2, 3, 4 too many comparisons for comfort. So they could not have that, because then it would make it too obvious what the Roman authors were conspiring to do, which was dress up Belial as the Christ.